Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing the 2022 Subaru Outback. This one is a premium trim and I would honestly appreciate it if you guys subscribe because it's super hot today. But let me go ahead and show you all the features this Outback has. Under the hood they're going to be a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that is connected to a CVT transmission. This engine produces 185 horses and 181 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers on this engine: 26 in the city, 33 highway, and 29 combined. Here is the MSRP sticker of this Outback, and as you guys see, this is the 2022, and doesn't really have any packages, but it does have some accessories or options, and the price on this one is $31,000. If you guys are curious about the color is called Magenta Gray, and it does look very good on this Subaru. And coming to the front, nothing really aggressive in the front of this Outback. This is more like an adventure car, so it doesn't have to have an aggressive look here in the front. For the headlights, the daytime running light, high and low beam are going to be LED, but the turn signal indicator is going to be halogen. For $31,000, I really wish that Subaru made the turn signal indicators here in the front LED. The grille looks good. It's not big. I think it's a perfect size. The surrounding of the grille is going to be finished in chrome. It does have some flat black, which is nice. And the Subaru logo is nice and big, and it does have some brushed aluminum right next to it. So a good amount of colors, so everything just goes well together. In the bottom, there are going to be some LED fog lights. They're nice and bright. And the bottom portion of the bumper is going to be finished in flat black because it does take some beating when going off-roading. And they're going to be a functional bottom grille. And overall, I think the front of this Outback is nice. And again, as I said, it's not aggressive, but it does look pretty good. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you how the side view of this Subaru Outback looks like. Here is the side view of this Subaru Outback, and it does look very good from the side. And as I told you guys, this is more like an adventure slash off-road car. It does have a good amount of ground clearance. It does have 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and getting inside and outside of this Outback is super easy. There's going to be a good amount of plastic in the bottom, which is good, and it does say Outback right there in the bottom of the back door, which is a really nice touch. For the window trims, they are going to be finished in chrome, and I love the fact that the chrome continues into the bottom portion of the mirror, and the mirror does have turn signal indicator. And overall, as I said, the design of this Outback from the side looks good. On the roof, there are going to be some roof rails, and you could get crossbars as an option on this Outback. And for the rims, I love the way how they look. They are finished in chrome, and they do have some black inserts. And I love the fact that there is a good amount of rubber, which is expected from an adventure vehicle. The size is going to be 225, 65, 17. And as I said, I just love the fact that there is a good amount of rubber. But let's go ahead and move to the back of the Subaru, and I'll show you how it looks like from the back. Here is the back of the Subaru Outback, and it does look alright. Nothing too aggressive, nothing crazy right here in the back. I love the taillight design. I really wish they were smoked, but the side is going to be smoked. Here is the reflector, and the running light here in the back, I think it's halogen. It's really hard to be able to tell if it's an LED or halogen running light here on the taillights of this Outback. But the turn signal indicators and the reverse, they're going to be halogen. Outback is going to be written right here on the right, and Subaru with all-wheel drive badges are going to be all the way to the left. Of course, Subaru badge in the middle does have a backup camera, and does have some reflectors in the bottom. And the bumper itself, or the bottom portion of the bumper, is going to be finished in plastic because the bumper is actually, the line of the bumper is actually right there. This is the bottom portion of the bumper, so it is going to be finished in plastic, which is good. And all the way in the bottom, it does have a really nice design. Here is a key, and I'm really upset that Subaru is actually still using a key on a 2022 Outback, and I'm really upset that for $31,000 Subaru is giving us a key. So that's not cool at all. It does not have push to start, and it does not have easy access or smart entry. So very cheap looking key. Anyways, it does have 4 binds on it: lock, unlock. It does have a trunk release bind and a panic bind, and the key itself is very light. This bind will not open the trunk, so it does not have automatic trunk release. Basically, it just unlocks it, and you have to walk here and click on this rubber bind right underneath the Subaru badge, and then lift it up yourself for $31,000. I really wish it had automatic lift gate. And inside there is a ton of space, and it does have a privacy cover here, so you could close it if you want to. And you could actually do another thing. It does have a track that goes up, so you could do this and it goes up like this, or you could just leave it like this. So you have two options, which is nice. And there's going to be a handle right here to drop the front seat down, the rear seats down, and another one right here to drop the right seat down. Let's go ahead and do that. They do drop nice and quick, and there is a ton of space with the seats being down. There's going to be a hook, and there's going to be a storage place right here on the right, a 12 volt, some tie downs on the left and right, and there's going to be another hook right here, a good amount of storage place right there. And underneath there's going to be the jack and the jack tools, and right underneath the jack and the jack tools there is the spare tire. Here is a front door panel. Design looks okay. The top portion is going to be nice and soft, so it's that synthetic cover material. This whole thing is going to be wrapped in cloth, which is really nice, and it keeps going all the way down here. Door handle feels nice and solid. It does have a really nice looking trim. The armrest is nice and soft. Window switches, mirror controls, everything looks good. They do have a little bit of gloss black on them. The front two windows are automatic up and down. This is going to be wrapped in leather, as I said, and the side is going to be wrapped in leather. It does have some gray stitching, plastic, which is expected, and it does have a speaker in the bottom and okay storage place in the bottom of this door. Here are the seats. The seats are very nice and comfortable, and I love the fact that they're nice and aggressive. They do hug you in place, so this is good when going off-roading. And they're going to be the seat controls. Down here they are powered seats, and it does have lumbar support. But let's go ahead and move inside the Subaru, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. Alright, so here is the inside of this Subaru Outback. It does look very similar to the other Subaru products. Subaru usually keeps everything the same, so they do have the same screen and basically same shifter and same middle console. Interior looks nice and spacious, and everything looks good. Here is a steering wheel. It is wrapped in leather. Feels nice and soft. It does have some brushed aluminum on the steering wheel, some in the bottom, some around the buttons, and overall the steering wheel design, I think it does look very good. There are going to be some buttons right here on the left. You'll have the volume controls, source, voice command, phone controls, a few buttons right here to control the radio, and then you'll have a few controls in the bottom. Those will control the screen in the middle. You could go through a few things, and the gauges look good. They are very easy to understand and see, and does have some paddle shifters right behind the steering wheel. On the left, they're going to be the headlight, fog lights, and turn signal indicators, and the right is going to be for the wiper controls for the front and back. And there are going to be some few buttons right here. Those buttons are going to be for Subaru safety system, basically eyesight. And in the bottom, there's going to be only one wheel, and it is going to be the brightness control for the interior of this Outback. And here is a screen. It is an 11.6-inch screen. It does look good, but I did mention this in my Subaru Legacy review that there is a good amount of glare on this screen. The system itself is nice and responsive. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit on the dated side. Here is the home button. Basically that will bring you back to the home screen, and it is nice and responsive. Sometimes it's laggy, and does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here is the backup camera. Resolution is not really the best. It's alright, but it is nice and wide. It does have the emergency light button right there, a volume knob and a tune knob, and it does have the temperature controls on the left and right for the passenger and driver. It does have engine shut-offs. When you come to a complete stop, the engine will turn off, and that's how you control the climates. You could change the modes. You could max AC, auto function. Here is the fan speed, and it does have heated seats. You could raise up the temperature this way, or you could use those buttons right here on the left and right. And coming down, you'll have the e-brake, a small storage place with 2 USBs and 1 aux, and here is the shifter that will control the CVT transmission in this Outback. It does look good, and there is a good amount of gloss black, brushed aluminum, some chrome around the shifter. This is wrapped in leather. This is going to be finished in gloss black, and there are going to be 2 cup holders right here, nice and big and very deep. And Subaru does give this small rubber piece. Basically, this is for small drinks, so if you have a smaller drink, this will basically raise it up so you could actually pick it up easier this way. Here is the armrest. It is nice and soft. It is wrapped in leather. It does have 2 tiers. This is the first tier. You could store a few things here, and then you'll have the second tier, which is bigger, and it does have a good amount of storage place and a 12 volt. Here is the rear view mirror. Doesn't have any buttons, but it is nice and good size, and it doesn't have big bezels. It does have glasses holder, SOS, and it does have some LED lights, but the lights themselves, when you click them, they're a little bit on the cheaper side. It does have a switch right here to keep the lights off when the doors are open, and they're going to be the visor. The visor feels nice and solid. It is nice and soft, and it does have some halogen lights with a mirror. For the back door has the same design as the front. The top portion is going to be that synthetic rubber material, so it's nice and soft. Glad they did not cheap out in the back door and put plastic here. It doesn't have the same trim as the front. Door handle feels nice and solid. Here is a window switch, and this is going to be wrapped in leather. It is nice and soft, more of that gray stitching, and this whole section right here is going to be cloth. Bottom of the door is going to be plastic, which is expected, of course. Good amount of storage place for the back door. 1 speaker. Here are the back seats. The back seats have a good amount of leg room. Headroom is very good, and I love the fact that those seats are raised up a little bit, so they do have that stadium design seats, so you could see the front very easy riding in the back of this Outback. And it does have an armrest. It is finished in cloth. It is a little bit on the harder side. 2 cup holders. I really wish they were a little bit deep. And they're going to be 2 AC vents. I love the brushed aluminum, and they're going to be 2 USBs here in the back. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Subaru Outback. I would like to thank Elmer and Dan Perkins Subaru here in Milford, Connecticut for providing me this Outback. If you guys are interested, I'm going to go ahead and put the information on link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.